I have 6 pieces of bacon all cooked, and I set the bacon aside, and now I'm leaving my bacon grease and putting my onion in, and a big old blob of butter, about 2 tablespoons or so. Now this recipe is in the description below, so you can just get the recipe right down there. All right, my onions are looking delicious and translucent. I am putting in my potatoes, all of my clam juice. Oops, I think I just dumped some. And 2 cups of water. And I'm going to add, I just use bouillon. You can use the little cubes. I never, ever, ever buy the boxes of broth. It's such a waste of money. So I either get this, which I got for a good deal, or the little cubes, which are like 10 cents each. And then we're going to boil this until our potatoes are tender. Okay, and then I forgot, I need to add my carrots. Those will get softened about the same time as the potatoes. Thank you for watching our entire video. We are going to give you our Dining on a Dime cookbook ebook volume number 1 free at livingonadime.com. Click on our shop, click on our ebooks, click on Dining on a Dime volume 1, add it to your cart. When you go to checkout, use the coupon code DINING1 and you will get our ebook absolutely free with no obligation and no strings attached. Visit us at livingonadime.com. While you're waiting, crumble up all of your bacon, and you're going to save half of it for putting in your soup and half of it for decorating the top of your soup. All right, so now I have some water and some cornstarch. I'm going to use that to thicken my chowder, because chowders are thick. Okay, so I'm going to pour that in before I put my milk stuff in, because milk has a tendency to curdle if you're not careful enough. So I want to thicken up. See, thickens really, really quick there. Okay, now we're adding our clams. Now, I've never made this before. My friend Kimmy, she's in her apron. She's from back east, and she's always making this, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna try that. Okay, so I left a little bit of bacon for decorating. Got that in. Now, I have a pint of half and half, and putting all of that in. So half and half is basically 1 cup of light cream and 1 cup of milk. Okay, so if you don't have any half and half, that's how you can make it. And then I just need to use up this milk, so I'm going to add that. Ooh, man, that looks really good. Okay, so I'm going to bring it to a boil again and let that cornstarch thicken it up. Now, you do not want to boil this. Just bring it to a simmer, because I said boil, but just bring it to a simmer, because milk products will curdle. So you don't want that to happen. So I'm going to test the bacon, or I'm going to test the flavor to see if the bacon gives it enough salt. No way. Oh, and I forgot the garlic. Oh man, that's important. Okay. Garlic powder in here. And salt. Actually, I'm going to use my seasoned salt because it's got garlic and onion and salt in it. Now, you don't have to put the extra milk in. I just did because we are having a big get-together for New Year's. So, or we're going to a big get-together for New Year's. We're not having it this year. Okay. Bring this back to a simmer. Clean up my mess while I'm waiting. For all of you wondering and getting your britches all in a bunch, When I'm making food for people other than my family, I use a different spoon. When it's for my family, I use the same spoon. Oh man, that is really good. Holy cow. Add some more salt. I think it needs just a little bit more garlic. Oh.
Oh. What specifically are you doing?
Okay, so just keep adding salt until it tastes good. I also get people who say, wow, that's way too much salt. No, it's not. The reason why your food doesn't taste good is because you're not using enough salt. If you use enough salt, you won't taste the salt and your food will taste good. Okay, that is delicious. Okay, we're just gonna let this thicken and then we're done. Okay, I can already tell it's not gonna be thick enough. So I'm adding just a bit more cornstarch. When you mix your cornstarch with your water, then it's not lumpy. Oops. Unless you don't get it all mixed there. Okay. We're almost there. Oh, yum. All right, there we go. Now it's all nice and thick. Okay, Mike does not eat seafood, and I don't know if any of my family does. Do you eat seafood, Jack?
No.
You don't. Okay. So it's up to me. Here we go.
You okay?
Woo!
Not sure if you're joking or...
All wrong. Okay, I have to say, I shouldn't toot my own horn. Sorry, swallowed wrong. But this is even better than the clam. This is even better than the clam chowder we had in Maine. Okay, this is a 15 out of 10. Or 100 out of 10. This is really good. I'm getting all choked up about it, Jack. This next recipe is my prize-winning, yes, Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1. I won first place at a chili cook-off. I'm doing another chili cook-off tonight with this recipe. All right, page 131, Volume 2. The link is in the description below. Now, this is a chili cook-off, chili feed that my son's school is doing. So, what I am going to do is I'm making a double recipe. I am going to cook the broth part first in my Instant Pot because I need 2 of these. So my crock pot and my Instant Pot is what I'm going to take tonight. But I'm going to cook the broth in here first and then divide it up before I put in my whipping cream and sour cream, okay? So just so you'll know what I'm doing, but I'm doubling it. So what I'm doing so that I can save a pan is I'm just cooking it in my Instant Pot, and I'm going to saute my chicken and my onions in my Instant Pot and then just put it on slow cook. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil on the bottom. Then I'm going to take my onion. Now, if you store your onions in the refrigerator, you will not cry when you cut them. Okay, see, look at my face. Am I crying, dear? No tears. No tears. Okay. Then, if you store them in the refrigerator, you will never have that problem again. I have not cried cutting onions in the 30 years since I've learned this tip. And, okay, show again. See, no tears. Okay, so now we're gonna put this in here and get it sauteing. Now, I got my chicken here. You can see I paid $1.40 a pound on clearance for my chicken. Pretty good deal. Now, I like my chicken semi-frozen because it's easier to cut that way. Then we just need 1 chicken breast, which is about a pound. Actually, I might use 1.5 because this is kind of on the smaller side. Now, of course, when you go to clean up, use bleach and not vinegar, guys. Vinegar does not disinfect like bleach. Doesn't even come close. Don't fall for that internet baloney everyone keeps telling you. Okay. Now, we're going to let this cook for just a minute and get golden brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm letting this simmer all day long, so I am not going to put the beans in yet. I'm going to put all my spices and flavorings in so they can simmer all day, and then I'll put my beans in about a half an hour before I'm ready to serve it. Adding water because I use the little cubes, or they had powder today, so I got the powder. Putting that in for my broth. Okay, my salt. There. Then my cumin. Sorry. And then oregano. And then my cayenne pepper. By the way, I just get the cheapy spices at Walmart and nobody even notices. And my pepper. And my green chilies. Now, this calls for 2, but I'm just going to put 1 in to start with because I noticed that this green chili is super hot. So, I don't know why this particular brand is hotter than others, but so I'm going to do 1 to start with, and if I don't think it's hot enough, then I will add the second one after I'm done. Then, all we're going to do is we're going to let this simmer all day long and let all the flavors come together. And then we're going to finish it up right before dinner. What I didn't mention is I'm making a quadruple batch. So, but this is just the 1 batch here. Okay, so I have my northern beans right here, rinsed and drained. I just drained them and then I put some water in and rinsed them. And now my lid is stuck. And I don't want to slice my finger off before the dance. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to stir that in. Okay, now I'm putting it on saute somewhere. Okay. And then I have my cornstarch that I am going to put in water. I'm bringing this to a boil, and I'm going to thicken it. Okay. All right, just stir your cornstarch until it's all dissolved. Okay. Now I'm going to add a little bit more water because this boiled down from cooking all day, so I'm going to add just a little bit more water. Now, normally when you cook this, you don't have to let it simmer all day long. This is just if you let it simmer, which is what I did. Okay, so now we're going to bring this to a boil, let it get thick. Actually, I think I'm going to add 1 more can of beans because I added just a little too much water, but that's okay. It won't hurt anything. So I got it thickened. See how nice and thick it's gotten? And then I'm putting in my butter, and I'm gonna let my butter melt first to cool it down so that I don't curdle my sour cream or my whipping cream. So we're gonna let this melt and cool it down, and then we're gonna put in the sour cream and whipping cream. Okay, so my butter is almost melted. Gonna finish it off here. Then, since I went ahead and doubled this batch for the cook-off, I'm gonna add some more spices and stuff, but get our sour cream in and our whipping cream in. Oh my. Jack, does it look white now? Is it getting to be white? All right, here is the final. I could have thickened it a little bit more. This is a fresh spoon. That is very good. Okay.
I can also testify it's very good.
Let me show you a little trick here. So the Instant Pot gets really nasty in here. I absolutely hate it. So what I found was I took a little bit of soap and then, oops, wrong direction, put the brush down like this and just ran it across. See how that runs across like that? And then now it is all fresh and clean. Wow, that worked really, really well. I didn't know if it would work. Okay, I'm getting my chicken cut up. I'm not using this piece. All right. This next recipe is in volume 1. It is our green chili on page 264. You guys hear me talk about this every single video almost because it is our favorite recipe. Now, you can use pork or chicken in this. Now, what I do is because butter and olive oil have gotten so expensive, I've started adding bacon grease to fry my onions and my chicken and to brown my chicken. And it gives such a good flavor. So you do not have to use butter or you don't have to use butter. You can if you want, but since I have bacon grease and it adds such good flavor, I'm going to brown it with my bacon grease. All right. Okay, now I'm going to add water to make my broth. Look, can you see how dark it is? Winter is upon us. Winter is upon us. All right, so now I have my water. I'm adding my bouillon for my chicken broth, my half a can of chili. Thankfully, I had some. I thought I was out. Okay, now these are jalapeno pepper flakes. I just dehydrated jalapenos from my garden, and then I put them in the blender, and then I don't have to buy jalapenos. Oops, they got a little there. Okay, and then garlic powder. Mike really likes garlic. And then salt. Oh, yum. All right, and then this is our cornstarch and water, or flour and water, whichever you want.
What are you using that for?
To thicken it. All right, now. Now, you can let this simmer all day in the crock pot if you want, and then just thicken it when it's time for dinner. I am a 10-minute meal kind of a gal, so I just make it up and let it go. But then it's going to come to a boil, and when it comes to a boil, it's going to thicken. Did I break a fingernail? Oh, I broke a fingernail! No, I just got them grown out. Okay, so you can see it's starting to get thick. Let me taste test it. Oh, that is so good. Okay, it needs a little bit more salt. But that is so good. Okay, that bacon grease really adds flavor to it. Oh my. All right. Oh man, that is so good. Okay, so normally what I do is I make a double or triple batch of this, and then I freeze it because we love it so much, but I just made the regular batch tonight. All right, I'm gonna warm up my tortillas. Okay, my heat is off. So now you can use flour tortillas. We eat mostly corn tortillas around here. Okay, then just fold them over. Ow, that's hot. And then put a little bit of the juice on top. Oh my goodness. That looks so delicious. Okay, I'm going to sprinkle a little cheese, lettuce if you want. This is salsa left over from taco date. And oh, my knee just went out. All right, and then do you guys remember all those avocados I froze last year? Avocado. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll have Mike taste test real quick. Okay, here we go. Is it perfection as usual?
It is. I love it.
Green chili is like our favorite dish.
It really is. We don't always have the guacamole for it, but man, it's really good with the guacamole.
That's what happens when you find avocados for $4 and you freeze them.